What if a single line in the building code is making your apartment darker, smaller, and more expensive?
But in most US cities, it's actually the law.
2 staircases, no matter what. But Seattle and New York have been breaking that rule for years, and they're not burning down in the process. Now more states are joining in, which begs the question, was that second stair ever really necessary? Building codes sound boring, until you realize they're the reason most American apartments look the way they do. Long hallways, narrow units, windows on just one side. That is the double-loaded corridor, and it's there because 2 staircases have to connect on every floor. It kind of feels like common sense. 2 exits mean twice the safety in a fire.
But here's the twist. In a lot of cities in Japan, Europe, and even the US, you can actually build much taller, 4, 5, and sometimes even 6 stories. And that's all just with 1 stair. And guess what? The safety record is actually the same as in the US.
If 1 stair can work, why not use it to make better, cheaper homes? The 2-stair rule dates back over a century, forged in the aftermath of urban fires that tore through crowded buildings. By the 1700s, it was fully baked into the International Building Code. Anything over 3 stories needs 2 separate exits, period. That's second stair and hallway. They chew up about 5 to 7% of the building's floor area. That's a lot of space that could be a bedroom, a bigger kitchen, or even an extra apartment on each floor. Picture this. A 6-story walk-up with 4 apartments per floor. The stairwell sits in the middle. No second stair is eating up the space on the far end. No endless corridor needs to connect them. Get rid of that extra stair and you can have apartments with windows on 2 sides, real cross ventilation, and more natural light. Modern safety systems make this possible. Sprinklers, pressurized stairs, and self-closing fire doors. They buy time for people to get out in case of a fire or emergency. So why is this idea becoming extremely popular right now? Housing costs. Colorado passed a House bill in 2025. It forces its biggest cities to allow single-stair buildings up to 5 stories by 2027. It's capped at 4 units per floor with strict safety upgrades.
Montana passed a similar law for 6 stories. Connecticut is expanding its limits beyond 3 floors, and Los Angeles City Council just voted 14-0 to draft up their own reform to build up to 6 stories. And on top of all of that, architects would probably love to get rid of that second stair.
It makes small urban parcels viable. It means family-sized apartments without giant footprints. Designs that can be affordable, light-filled, and equitable. But the International Association of Firefighters called it a step backwards. They argue that 1 block stair in a fire is an absolute nightmare. That same exit can't safely serve residents fleeing and then the firefighters charging in.
They also say that code changes should go through a national body, like the ICC, rather than a patchwork of local laws.
Boston ran the numbers. Loosening up the rule could unlock over 130,000 new homes near transit, just in that metro alone. Denver has also identified thousands of infill lots that can now become apartments. In LA, it could boost the supply of 3-bedroom rentals, which currently makes up only 14% of the market.
And the international track record, it's hard to ignore. I mean, we have Japan, Germany, Netherlands. It's all single-stair, multi-story buildings, and they're everywhere.
Their residential fire death rates equal to or lower than the US. Opponents warn the US isn't those countries. Our construction standards, firefighting resources, and urban layouts are different. And without strong design rules, there's a risk of churning out boxy, low-quality housing that solves one problem while creating another. This isn't just about a staircase. It's about how we define safe and livable, and who gets to make that call. Do we keep following a century-old standard just because it's familiar, or adapt to modern technology and global best practices? And trust ourselves to do it without cutting corners. Single-stair reform could open the door to thousands of affordable, well-designed homes, but only if it's paired with strong safety rules and thoughtful design. Because the real question isn't whether we can build 1 stair, it's whether we can do it right.
If you like the video, please like the video and subscribe down below if you want to see future content just like this. If you want to support the channel further, check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description below. Thanks for watching.